Hi, I'm Charlotte from Living with ME. This is the first in a series of videos of gentle exercise designed specifically for people with chronic illness. We're going to have several more videos coming along, so make sure you subscribe to be notified when they are released. Today, Shannon from Nourish Therapeutic Yoga is going to lead you in a very gentle yoga class. 20 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of meditation. Shannon is a certified yoga teacher who also has ME CFS, and she has developed a very unique style of yoga adapted specifically for people with chronic illnesses like chronic fatigue syndrome, long COVID, and all the other Spoonie illnesses out there. She runs an online yoga school, which I've linked to in the description, and all her classes are graded by Spoonie level, which I think is a great concept. Today's class is a mid-level one at 2 spoons, and she also, as the class goes through, offers suggestions on how to make the poses easier, and you're not encouraged to push through at all. Completely the opposite, in fact. So I will let you get on with the class. I hope you enjoy it. Leave me some comments below.
I'm going to do this class laying down, but you could do it seated if that's more comfortable in your body. So whatever works for you, but props to have close at hand so you don't have to get up and grab is either a pillow or folded blanket, and then something for under your head for neck support, because we will be laying on our backs at some point. So just giving you time now to grab that. And welcoming you in. Welcome back our usual members, and welcome a couple new members. So I'm going to give the reminder, everybody's different. So just because I'm doing a certain pose doesn't mean that you need to go into this pose, especially if it's causing any pain or discomfort. We miss those poses. We instead use our breath to guide us into a deep state of relaxation at that time. So I'm going to give options for laying and seated, and it's going to be on the vagus nerve today, a very exciting class. For the vagal nerve is one of the main nerves of our parasympathetic nervous system, which we've been learning about, and we're really wanting to use these tools to help calm, go into rest and digest, because this nerve actually controls so many parts of our body, our functions, such as your heart rate, your digestion, your immune system. So we'll get into those areas by using some eye movements and using our breath. So I'm going to start lying down. I would encourage you to place something under your knees. And we can start with something under our heads as well. You're always invited to be seated if that gives you more comfort. And as you arrive into practice today, see if you can allow your body to take on a little bit of a comfortable stance, however that looks for you. We always begin by centering, so perhaps just noticing whatever is underneath you supporting you right now. Can you feel the connections it makes on your body? And let's take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and release it as a long sigh. Letting the body sink down just a little more. See if you can let go of getting ready for class and come into the moment. So If it is comfortable, I'm going to begin by taking whatever hand you'd like and placing it on your chest, just below the collarbone. And we're just going to have some nice, gentle, circular motion here. Just like a gentle soothing on the chest, and notice in your body how you respond to that sensation. You can visualize this movement and pause with your hand here. Let's take a nice slow breath in, and as you breathe in, press that hand into your chest. And when you're ready for the next exhale, release the hand, release the breath. And allow that to float down to the side. And let's take the next hand and place it on the chest again, or visualize that movement. And let's gently rub in the opposite direction. So if you were going clockwise, go counterclockwise. Letting the breath to be soft and smooth. And pressing the hand in now, slowly breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Release the breath, the hand, let the arm come to the side. And just notice that simple movement, how that feels in your system. And next we're going to remove the prop from our head and neck. If that's available, it's not necessary if this causes pain. And we're just going to lubricate the shoulders for a moment before we come into our next pose. So maybe just some gentle shoulder rolls in one direction, maybe in the opposite. Just a free-flowing movement of just gently dipping the neck and the nose side to side. We just want to get some blood flow here. Now let's take our arms and see, do you have the range right now to be able to clasp your hands behind your head? If not, position them however is most comfortable. If they are clasped, see if you can allow the cranium, the bottom of your head, to be held by your fingers. And now we're going to open our eyes if they're closed and just look directly ahead of you, so perhaps on your ceiling. And pick a focal point. And now just soften your gaze. Let the eyes be soft. Let it take in kind of everything around you. And without moving your head, so keeping your nose pointing at the ceiling, take your eyes to the left and see if you can hold them there. And I'm going to count us here for 30 seconds. If this becomes uncomfortable, just close your eyes. See if you can allow the rest of your body to not be tense. It doesn't need to do anything. It can just let go. And nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow your gaze to come back to center and close the eyes. Maybe even scrunch the eyes closed, scrunch the face. And then slowly blink the eyes open. And we'll do the same thing now to the opposite side, so not moving the head and neck, just the eyes to the right. And just sensing and feeling how this feels in your system. See if you can release any gripping of your body. And again, just breathing in through the nose. And on the exhale, coming back your vision to center and closing the eyes. Okay, and notice, does your system feel any different from those gentle movements? Maybe not. There's no right or wrong. And I'm going to invite you, if you're coming to some movements, to slide one foot at a time so that your knees are bent and your feet are flat. If you're particularly exhausted, keep them long over your prop and take your arms out to the sides into a T. The chest will naturally open. And we're going to do something called rolling pin arms, so you could also do this seated. So you're going to roll your arms down so the thumbs kind of come down towards the surface beneath you, and your pinkies will come in the opposite way. Feel that crunch in your body. And release that nice and steadily back to center as they bloom open. Now let's take it the opposite way. So rolling the arms in the opposite way, the pinkies almost start to come up. If this causes pain, either go very small or don't do it at all. And release back to center. So let's guide our breath this time. Breathing in, rolling down. Exhaling back to center. Breathing in, rolling the opposite way. Exhaling, coming back to center. And one more time, if it feels good, and noticing, are your joints giving you a little bit more room to make this movement? Are we using our backs, our shoulders, our necks, our arms, a lot of muscle engagement? And when you're complete, just taking pause here for a moment. And you may decide to pause here for a rest, having your arms at your side, your legs long, or we're going to do the same movement, but one arm in one direction and the other arm in the opposite. So one arm rolls up, the other rolls down. And allow the head to follow if that feels good. And then we'll come back to center. We're using our brains. Why connecting this movement is a little more complicated. So coming to the opposite way, one arm goes down, one arm comes up. Head and neck fall. And then coming back to center. So take this movement, if it felt good, 2 more times in your own time and really see if you can feel how this is a nice, gentle, twisting sensation all through the mid-back, even into your underarms and shoulder blades. We're getting a lot of blood flow and a lot of activation of the lymph system. If it's becoming fatiguing, please take a rest. And when you are complete, allowing the arms to come back down to your sides. And pressing those feet into the surface for a moment, just to ground, feeling your bottom lip just ever so slightly, and release. And next we'll come into the pelvis and the low back with our arch and flatten. So rolling the hips down, your tailbone tips and the low back arches. And slow and steady, release that back to your neutral spine. And let's take that movement the opposite way. So imagine your belly button coming into your spine. So your stomach muscles engage, your low back flattens, and nice and easy release. Gentle somatic arch and flatten. So if you're coming with me, let's dip that tailbone down and feel the expansion of the front body as your low back arches. Releasing it inch by inch. Release. And then taking it the opposite way, flattening the low back into the surface. Body contracts in the front. And then release, release, release. Nice and easy. Beautiful. Okay. So, hopefully you have your pillow nearby that we'll be using as a prop. So before we do that, I'm going to invite you to draw your knees in towards your chest just for a little mini bundle roll if it feels good and is available in your body. This can be a small movement. You can gently rock from side to side or visualize your body doing this movement. And letting the feet now come back to the surface with the knees bent, making sure there's nothing under your head right now as we come into a supported bridge. So this could be a high load for someone who's extremely fatigued. So you might want to skip this or try it for a short period. If you're joining me, press those feet into the surface to raise your bottom up and slide that prop under your bottom and hips, keeping the knees bent and seeing if you can align yourself so that your shoulders are nice and square, your arms are open to the sides, palms facing up. This is a little inversion here. So right now, our chest is actually lower, okay? If it causes any pain, you are not to be here suffering. Simply remove the prop. Because what we're going to do next is our bumblebee breath, another vagus nerve stimulator. And this is when we breathe in through the nose with a closed mouth and exhale closed mouth with a humming sound like You can make it as long, as loud, whatever feels comfortable. And we'll take this breath cycle 3 more times in your own time, in through the nose and humming through closed lips. Allow that vibration to spread through your whole body. And completing whichever last breath you're on, however you choose. And then allowing the legs to go long over your prop if it's available. And taking the arms and stretching them whatever direction feels good. See if your body feels good to have some expansion. So take up some space, maybe spread the legs Have the arms come up into a starfish and really luxuriate here. Feel that expansion opening right throughout to the fingers and the toes. Glorious stretch. Big sigh it out. And slow and steady, we're going to take the foot one at a time to press into the surface again, now to remove that prop if it's there. Okay. And we can put that prop to the side. You can either have your legs over that pillow or have them bent with feet flat. I'm going to give you two options for a little mini twist. Arms can be at the sides, whatever feels comfortable. Lowest load would be just to gently rock the knees from side to side. Okay, nice and easy, or even holding the knees to one side. Higher load would be imagining like your knees are like a book and you're opening the book to one side. And then you're taking your opposite knee to kind of close it over. So it's a much deeper twist and you're using your stomach muscles. So you decide, and then blooming that leg open back to center before you allow the other one to come back up to center. So it's either gently dipping the knees from side to side or taking them one at a time to allow the lower back to twist. And again, making the movement nice and slow so your brain has the opportunity to really sense and feel these movements you're doing. So you're connecting those pathways in your mind. We're going to finish the round that you're currently on, whichever version that worked for you. And then drawing back to center, we're going to roll over onto one side. And take a little pause here. And this is a wonderful time to come into a sideline child's pose if you wish, where you kind of come more into a fetal position and take the palm of your hand and place it on your forehead for some comfort. Alternatively, nice and slow and steady, you can come onto your front body, allowing your blood pressure time to resume, and come into child's pose this way. So whichever you've chosen for your child's pose, take a moment here to just ground in, taking some nice, slow, deep breaths into the low belly. Nice and easy if you're on your front, coming back onto your side. And if you're on your side, we're going to motor plan now our Shavasana, our guided meditation. So this is where you want to position your body, whatever brings you most comfort and ease. So that's different for everyone. You could be on your side, on your back, legs elevated for an inversion. But to have a blanket to cover you is really nice right now, and even nicer would be something to cover your eyes from the light stimulus. So hopefully you have that close by. And everyone take their time. And just allow your eyes to comfortably close.
And come down into your body's weight and volume. Notice the movements your body makes as you breathe. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose and breathe down the full length of your body. And allow your body to release what is brought with it here and no longer needs to carry. Become aware of the sensation as air, feeling it as it enters and leaves your nostrils. Notice the air, how it enters feels cool and warm as it leaves. And just notice the movements your body makes as you breathe. The gentle expansion on the in-breath, and the release of the out. And allow yourself to drop down onto the surface directly beneath you. Give yourself permission to fully let go into this support. Noticing the surface is steady and there for you now. Allow the whole of you to sit back onto this steadiness. Notice the layers that make up the whole of you. Your mind, your body, your spirit. See if you can soften this lens towards yourself without judging yourself. Letting go of criticizing or fighting against yourself. Knowing on a deep level you are doing the best you can, and that is more than enough. Breathing in this gentle light and energy of acceptance. An acceptance of all of who you are. For all of your being. For the parts of you that haven't yet accepted themselves or healed from past hurts. Allow this loving kindness to surround every part of you. Breathe in its healing balm. Allow it to flow in on the inhale and to release on the exhale. Trust that just by having this intention, being open to acceptance, that acceptance and healing have already begun. As you let that happen in its own time, gently allow yourself to open to the light of the universe. This light source of renewal. Lift your heart to this light and give it thanks. Breathe in its pure energy into every cell of your body. Allow it to give you strength, to build your confidence, to uplift you. Take the time now to allow this light to give you whatever you need. Know that you are enough exactly as you are right now, that you are of value exactly as you are right now, that you are beautiful exactly as you are right now, and knowing that you are a whole exactly as you are right now. Notice once again the steadiness that is there for you now. Breathe this steadiness up into your body, into your mind. Allow it to steady you. And I will go silent now and allow any insight or words of support to come to you if they wish. I will guide you back when it's time to rejoin your day. And taking a moment to pause here and just notice how your body feels, how your mind feels, and give yourself a big thank you for taking the time to look after yourself today. And just bring some gentle movements into the fingers and the toes. Have a nice gentle stretch in whatever way the body's craving. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for joining me. Bye for now. Thanks so much for joining me. And be sure to check out nourishtherapeuticyoga.com for more free videos and a video library, as well as virtual live classes, all in a community of chronic illness warriors. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.